Well, here's a hunt story. I've been gone from home for a while. We went and got those 3 elk a couple weeks ago. And then the rest of my mission was to go up northern British Columbia solo and explore a new country I've never been in before, and possibly see if I can find a new awesome hunting spot where nobody goes. And then meanwhile, I think I was taking Sarah over the edge of the nervous breakdown. I was going so long, and it was turning out I probably wasn't going to get a moose. So I met up with a friend of mine at a very, very popular hunting area, which almost makes you want to barf. There's so many people. But I knew of a little swamp back in here where there was a fair-sized bull moose there last year. So I thought, okay, I'll stop by there and I'll give it one day, see what happens. So I went into this deactivated road right here, this old road, nothing, a couple tracks, nothing. Called the whole way in, nothing. And of course there were some guys camped right on the road that I was going to sneak in to go to where that moose was last year. And I'm getting ready to commit suicide. Thinking, why didn't I go home? And then I saw this beaver dam back around the corner behind me. And I was videotaping the beavers, taking pictures of them and stuff, and called a couple times. And then I was coming, and I decided to walk back. I'm going to leave and go home. And I come down this road, and I was right there. As far as you can see on that road, I was right there. And right here, well, another 200 that way, I just saw something dark. Like probably 300 yards, 300 away from me, saw something dark. So I called, and sure enough, it stopped. It was black. Then it swung around, and there's a small bull moose. I'm like, ah, shit. And he's real nervous. No doubt, being around here. So anyway, I cranked the scope up, put it on him. It's too many. Like, they have to have 3 in the brow tine to be legal, or 10 points total on one side to be legal in BC right now, or an immature 2-point. So what does he have? He's got little tiny paddles and 2 and 2 in the brow tine, not legal. Of course, just my luck, right? So he was very leery, but I'd already laid a scent trail on this road all the way along the whole thing. So no doubt he could smell me on that road, but he's too young to know that he should have just bolted right away. So I kept calling him. I got my camera, my phone out, and he's tiptoeing, and you just hang up and you stop. And I'm on my knees, and I got my camera on my phone. I'm trying to get a video of him, see if I can get him to come right up to me, but he just didn't want to. He wanted to, but he didn't want to. So I'm cow calling, doing some soft grunts, and every time I cow called, then he'd go, well, okay, I'll come a little closer. So now he's probably, well, he's right here where the camera is, and I'm right there. And I'm looking at him. I thought I saw something goofy in his face. So I cranked up the scope, and if he didn't, the way he looked at me, put the lighter colored pan as a backdrop behind a 3rd brow tine hiding in the 2. I'm like, no way. It's a legal moose all this time, and I was going to scare him away. So I waited a couple more seconds to be sure it was what I was seeing. And then sure enough, it was definitely a 1-inch long, as it is wide point to be legal. So I shot him. And I got a perfect eating moose for the freezer. So I guess the moral of the story is, when you see that moose or you see that game animal quite a ways away, and he doesn't look like he's got enough points, he's missing one, try to get as close as you can and really look those suckers over. Because sometimes they just might have that hidden tine that you wouldn't have seen otherwise, right? So I shot him. I'll take you into him now, and then he stumbled off. Right through here. Where he went, I don't know. 20 yards. Here he lay. That is a perfect moose for the freezer. And there's that tiny little third point hidden on his brow tine. I thought he just had 2 and 2, like that. Look at that. Looking straight at you, that looks like a 2-point from ways away. But anyway, I got some work to do. Happy days. Well, this will be my first time winching a moose. I guess I should probably start the motor, I'm guessing. There he is. Healthy food. Absolutely appreciate it every single time the forest gives it up. Big ones are always fun to get, and they're good to eat. But like Sarah said, she prefers me to get these younger ones. Maybe next year I'll get a great big hammer bull. Alright, I'm gonna get to go get some work going on this sucker. I got a quick mention when you guys, gals, are out hunting. There's a lot of people that are getting onto the wasteful. There's the wasteful comment, where people look at what is left on a carcass after people harvest it and take their meat. And, the Ministry of Environment is good. They're clamping down on people, making them take the rib meat and all the other proportions, which is great. But I need to remind all of you that everything is connected. This is an entire cycle, right? The cycle of life. And just as a river requires dead salmon in it to fertilize it, to go back into the system, all this depends on these carcasses. All right? They're not supposed to be absolutely stripped clean and everything brought home and then the leftovers thrown in a frickin' landfill. That puts a dent in the cycle. It's not supposed to be that way. All right? And I feel it is very important that you do leave the carcass in the forest, because the forest, all the other species, everything depends on it, and it's part of the cycle. It's part of how everything works. All right? The earth depends on these dead carcasses, possibly including ours eventually, to maintain life for various species, because everything's connected, okay? So this is what I have left here now. I'm going to show you. I have taken all the neck meat, all the rib meat, the brisket, the hindquarters, the front shoulders, the back straps, the tenderloins. The heart was blown to smithereens, and the liver is still in there. A lot of people won't leave without the liver. It's their favorite part, but you know what? What's left here and that liver, that is my contribution to the cycle. All right? All right? You understand what I'm saying? If you bring that entire carcass home, make sure you bring the leftovers back out where you got it, if you can, or out in the forest, out in the woods. All right? It's part of the cycle. It's very, very important, and it is definitely not wasteful. Nothing gets wasted out here. What gets wasted is when you take all those other parts and throw them into the frickin' garbage in the landfill. That's an absolute disgusting waste. All right? Get it back out in the woods. Get it back in the cycle of life. Get it back working. All right? Good luck.